Wild Goose is more than a festival. It's an instant tribe. From the minute that your foot hits this earth by the river, people are instantly treating you with love as if you were their sister, brother, mother. I personally have never had this kind of experience. So from 2013, when I first came and realized that you could plop down in the middle of these trees in this beautiful rocky North Carolina mountains by the Broad River, and thousands of people gather to be in the forces of love and forgiveness and what it means to have community, be community, show up for each other. And it's a lot of fun, of course, music, fun, laughter, just instant human contact with open hearts.
It's a community of vision and imagination of what the world can be like. It's not just a thought, but a down payment on a community that can be realized in the wider world. I come to Wild Goose to be a part of that community and to share from our backgrounds, Sheridan and I, on forgiveness and grief, because it's such a wonderful opportunity for us to share our work, and we feel deeply that this work is meaningful for others as well. There is no future without forgiveness, as Bishop Tutu said, and we're here to partner with this community to dream about a future beyond the violence that we hear on the news, beyond the desperation that we see around us, beyond the pain and agony and suffering of the greater world, to carry that suffering and that pain in our hearts, but to take it to a better, different place through the work of grief and forgiveness.
All of the movements that are going on now around restorative justice and forgiveness, and this kind of work is critical, but from my point of view, you don't get to that work without really going consciously into what it is to grieve. You've got to acknowledge your sorrows, get real with the reality of loving and losing. To be human is to love, to be human is to lose. So I am a master griever, a title I invented because I just want to give people a model for what it could be to say, because I grieve, I can actually love more. Because I acknowledge my sorrows, I have more capacity to love other people and enter into forgiveness.
And you know, forgiveness is, there's a study that just came out that shows that forgiveness is good for us, good for our bodies, on a par with quitting smoking. That's extraordinary. If we can live better lives through understanding the science of forgiveness, the science of grief. And you know, when you talk about forgiveness, it's such a loaded word. And part of the work in forgiveness is helping people see that the hallmark definition of forgiveness is not really what we're talking about, you know, forgive and forget. No, it's not that. Forgiveness means, in spite of how long I may remember what it is that you did to me, I choose to forgive because my life will be better for it. I will be more resilient, more creative, more compassionate. When we choose to release, another way of saying forgiveness is releasement, to release the burdens we carry so much around unnecessarily. We have a beautiful science of forgiveness. I'm trained in Fred Luskin's model, Stanford professor who's the co-founder of the nonprofit with me. His book is called Forgive for Good, and it's a wellness methodology for forgiveness, you know. It doesn't mean letting people off the hook for doing bad things. It doesn't mean forgive and forget. It doesn't mean you have to be a walking mat. It takes courage to forgive. It doesn't mean reconciliation with the offender, which is often misunderstood, especially in religious contexts. Forgiveness is the choice to make my life better by seeking the healing that I need and releasing the burdens that I carry.
And because forgiveness work is so difficult, it's why it necessitates the grief work. And the one point that I would want to make about the importance of grief work, my personal belief is that if you are doing your own conscious grief work, looking at your losses, being real about what it is to be human and have loss, you cannot take up an arm against another person. You cannot hurt another person because your heart is open to this real problem of what it is to be human and have so much pain and loss. So the grief work and the forgiveness work,
They go hand in hand.
they're hand in hand.
Yeah.
Grief is so different from depression. People get these two things mixed up. Depression is not grieving. Depression is not feeling your feelings. Grief work is being open to what you've lost and feeling that pain and grabbing for tools to then live through it while you're still holding on to the hand of love. So to me, to properly grieve is to never let go of the hand of love amidst the sorrows.
And to be human is to walk through any number of those gates of sorrow and to carry that, but also to carry it in a way on a healing journey. Joanna Macy said to be alive is to walk with an open, broken heart into the future. How can we not have broken hearts with the tragedies we face personally and in the larger society? But how do we move forward and not let that paralyze or depress us? And the grief work is vital, absolutely vital for that.
I love it that you talked about the future because Wild Goose to me is a vision of future tribe, how the human tribe could be like this, loving and helping each other. You walk down, somebody needed help with something, I helped her. A guy was going by on his bicycle, he helped drive back her vehicle into a place we couldn't back it. Everyone instantly helping each other. Wild Goose is the future of how people can be with each other in diversity in a unified spirit.
Beautiful.